If you're a beginning UGC or content creator and looking to jump into the world of brand collaborations, you're in the right place. I'm going to show you a few sites and apps where you can find these brand deals and how to position yourself as the ideal collaborator for those brands. And don't forget to gently caress the like and follow button so YouTube knows you cares. Let's get into it. Real quick, let's go over what UGC is and what UGC brand deals are. UGC is user-generated content. And user-generated content simply is content that's produced by users of the brand or users who create content for the brand. And this is done as to come off in a more authentic, genuine way because there's a greater level of trust and reliability for the consumer when they feel as though a user of the product is marketing it versus traditional influencer marketing, which just isn't as effective as it used to be. And a UGC brand deal is just simply a contract between the creator and the brand of a product hiring you to make user-generated content to be used in the form of advertising for that brand. Like this particular screenshot right here. This was for a project I did at the beginning of the year for an automotive product, and it's currently running all over all platforms right now with 1.7 million views. This was a very good collaboration, and I might say a very good collaboration for the brand with great interaction at 1.7 million views and over 8,500 or 7,500 comments. So platforms for finding UGC brand deals, Instagram and TikTok are some of the most popular ones right now. Brands are constantly searching through social media platforms looking for creators and new creators, seasoned creators to make content for them. A lot of people believe that UGC can become saturated real quick, but the real reality of it all is you can't make 1,000 pieces of content for a single brand. It'll just get tired over time. So brands are constantly looking for fresh faces, new and seasoned creators to make new content for them all the time. So if you set up your social media platforms properly with the right tags and right keywords, you can easily be found by brands to make user-generated content for them. If you're just starting in UGC, you may want to start new profiles for each of these apps because you don't want to use your personal profile for business means. So like here, I've set up a very specific UGC account on TikTok, spent a lot of time putting content on here to get over 38,000 followers. Some videos hit, some videos haven't. That's just the nature of most platforms. You got to experiment with your content. But just having this set up, even though I don't use this particular TikTok account very often anymore, brands still find me through this profile and reach out to me several times a month. So having it very specifically optimized and geared toward UGC helps in brands being able to search out and find creators in this manner. And the same thing goes for Instagram over here. I don't like meta platforms all that much. I simply use them literally just for prospecting in UGC. But I have enough content and enough examples on here that when a brand does come across my profile, they still see what I'm capable of and how I can put together a video. And I still get many leads from profiles that I don't even regularly use. Next is Aspire.io. For a very big app, it's not an overly well-known one in the UGC community. But like many of the other apps and applications out there and websites for brand collaborations, they all kind of set up in a very similar fashion. I like Aspire.io more so for its simplicity, and it's a very large platform. So they have a lot of deals on there all the time. But the biggest thing, and the biggest thing most people look at, is creator payout. Aspire pays pretty well. Although because they are a larger platform, in some cases, a lot of their brand collaborations do require a minimum follower count. But other than that, they're pretty simple to set up with and pretty straightforward. So And if you're just starting, I highly recommend just getting your name on as many platforms as possible, and this would be one of them. But much like a portfolio, you want to optimize your profile as best as possible, highlight your best work, apply to campaigns regularly and constantly. You submit your proposals to a brand, and it's much like email outreach. You want to essentially let them know why you're the best person for this collaboration. Upfluence is a good one because it's very niche and demographic associated. So if they're looking for a specific type of person in a specific demographic, that's a great place for someone unique. And I kind of I kind of feel like I fit into that category because I'm a highly specific demographic. I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm bearded. I'm a middle-aged male. And there's not a lot of creators like me out there. So Upfluence is great for that sheer fact that they're very niche focused and demographic focused. So if you have a specific look or a specific area in which you work, it is a great place to be. So with Upfluence as well, you can link your social medias and it will analyze all your social medias for optimum performance to help match you with the proper demographics of a brand for who you are. As far as ease of use, it's a little more tricky to use because you have to use this app extension and Chrome browser. Personally, it's kind of a pain, but you can get a lot of really great collaborations based on your demographic profile. Fourth on the list is Tribe. Tribe is a little trickier because they do have 1,000 follower minimum to join their platform, but these days, getting 1,000 followers on a platform, if you're regularly making content, isn't as difficult as it used to be. One thing that's really unique about Tribe that I like as well is you can pre-make content, submit it to the brands, attach a price to it, and if the brand likes it, they'll just buy it. There's no haggling back and forth. You don't have to compete with other creators. You can literally just start making content today and submit it. Although there is, that risk that the brand doesn't want to buy it and you're out that time for making that piece of content. But if you're pretty solid in your content creation, it's really not that big of a deal in all honesty. Although with Tribe, you do have to stay as active as possible all the time, which isn't a big deal, but you can secure a lot of collaborations from Tribe. But one more unique thing about Tribe is prices aren't preset, as in, someone's looking for a content creator and they're only willing to pay $80 for a UGC video. With Tribe, you get to set your own prices, and that's a pretty unique feature, especially for an agency or an app that links up brands with UGC creators. So that's a really unique selling point for a company and an agency such as this. A lot of them don't really let you set your prices. Although that's kind of where the following count comes back into play here, is you can charge more based on your following count. But even still, even with the low following count, their prices are still relatively good. So I highly recommend checking out Tribe. It's definitely worth your time, again, to get involved with as many applications and apps as possible to get your name out there. Now, when it comes to securing these brand deals, I will say this like a broken record over and over and over again. A strong portfolio is going to be your best ally. Build a very simple, straight to the point portfolio displaying your best work, easy to navigate for the brand. Almost every one of these platforms and applications, you're going to have to link your social medias and link your portfolio. They create a creator profile within all these websites that they use to show to brands, or brands can use to search up other creators. So having a very strong portfolio is always going to be number one without a doubt. And just like any form of social media, networking actively is always going to be another great tool in finding and securing collaborations. Spend time on the apps in your UGC profiles, interacting with other creators and interacting with brands. Constantly putting out posts keeps you at the top or near top of timelines, depending on the app that you're in. And that makes it so you're more likely visible to any brands out there or agencies searching for UGC collaborations. And that just goes to show the power of networking, much like that screenshot I showed you guys at the beginning of this video for that video that's being run by an automotive brand with 1.7 million views right now. I had another creator reach out to me on X, and they let me know that that video is being passed around on LinkedIn right now and being used as an example of a great UGC video. I'm very humbled that this has been done. And there were other creators on LinkedIn, which LinkedIn is an application I don't even really use. I should probably get a little more into it after what I've just said and heard about. But another creator on LinkedIn had hopped into the conversation and let them know that that was me and shared my email and portfolio with in the thread talking about that video. So that right there is literally the power of networking. And then coming down to just understanding your audience. Most of the time when I'm getting ready to jump into a collaboration, I research the hell out of the brand. I research the target customer of that brand, and I try to position myself as becoming that customer and immerse myself in what it is and who that ideal demographic is for that brand and try to become that customer for the brand. So when that video gets made, it makes a stronger connection with the person who's going to be purchasing. And brands ultimately, they strongly look for that when they're searching for a creator. Ideally, 99% of the time, a brand wants a creator that fits their target demographic. Because when you fit that target demographic, the viewer of that video ad is going to relate with it much, much better. And that audience is going to understand what it is, the problems that you're conveying, and the solutions. And they'll be able to resonate with that a lot more, which ultimately, in the end, leads to conversions, and conversions lead to sales. And that's what they're hiring you to do. So with that, there's a plethora of apps and agencies and websites for UGC creators out there. This is just a few of the more popular ones that I've used that have secured higher paying brand collaborations from. So let me know in the comments which ones you've gone and checked out and which ones you've used and what types of collaborations you've received from them. I'm really interested in hearing your guys' personal thoughts on them because there are, like I said, so many out there and so many different places to secure collaborations. So with that, if you want to learn more about UGC side hustles and how to make a side income on top of UGC, check out this video here.